Also new tonight, mold can be a nightmare.
Yeah, it's flat out gross and it can cause serious health problems. A retired nurse living in Lawrence has been sick for years, and her doctors discovered the real problem is mold. It's actually growing inside her sinuses. Doctors hope by addressing the mold toxins in her system, her symptoms will improve. Investigative reporter Angie Racono takes a closer look now at mold.
Sheryl's case intrigued us. It turns out her current apartment doesn't have a mold problem, but she's sick and the tests confirm it's mold. Her doctors tell us it could be from someplace she lived 5, 10, even 15 years ago. So tonight we tag along with the Moldbusters so you can see how to test and treat mold.
This Odessa home is a moldy disaster.
This was the problem?
This was the house was foreclosed on. The electricity was turned off, so the sub pump wasn't working. You had a foot of water in this basement at one time.
The water is gone, but mold is everywhere.
There's your different colors.
Moldbusters says there is no such thing as, quote, toxic black mold. Any mold can be any color.
What we're looking for at this point is how much mold.
Black doesn't necessarily mean bad. The green and yellow mold in this house could be extremely dangerous.
I can't tell what type it is by the color. Nobody can.
So it doesn't matter if it's black, white, or green?
No.
Here's how professionals check for mold. You can test the air and send a cartridge to a lab. Moisture signals a potential problem, and mold gives off heat. You can find it with a sensor.
Sometimes they use a black light so they can see the mold. Check out this wall. It actually glows.
No fancy tests were required in this house. You can smell and see mold everywhere. But sometimes mold hides in attics, basements, and inside walls. Moldbusters were called to a house where a child had a treatable fungus in his blood system. They discovered mold under the basement carpet.
It was a pretty easy cleanup, and we went back and tested that house probably 2 years after we had completed, and the change I could see in the child was just astronomical.
Here's Moldbusters' advice. If you see mold, use vinegar or a fungicide to kill it. Never use bleach. You must treat the root cause of mold and not just clean it. Find the leak. People with penicillin allergies may be allergic to some molds and have more health problems.
90% of the problems we have with mold are created by lack of maintenance on somebody's property.
Murphy advises checking gutters, basements, and roofs for leaks.
Here's the top symptoms for mold illnesses according to the Mayo Clinic. People can have sneezing, runny or stuffy nose, cough and postnasal drip, itchy eyes, nose and throat, watery eyes, dry and scaly skin. And that sounds like all of us right now. But the difference is these don't ever go away. And then you start getting other problems because your immune system is so low. And that's what happened in Sheryl Hayes' case. Angie Racono, KCTV5 News.